General MacArthur drops a atomic bomb.
All right, everyone, welcome back. This is Operation Backstop, turn 1 for the Allies. The Russians had a pretty good first turn, made a couple surprising moves that we haven't seen before in this game. Well, actually, the communists in general made some moves that we hadn't seen really before, tried out in this game. So we'll go right into it. First, we'll start with purchases. The United States is purchasing 2 diplomacy dice for, 12 IPC. They're purchasing a tech dice for 6 IPC. They're buying a miner factory for 12 and 2 destroyers for 16. NATO is going to buy a miner factory for 12, a jet for 11, tech for 6, and what is it? 1, 2, 3, 5 infantry for 15. And then over here, Sato is buying 2 diplomacy dice, 2 diplomacy dice for 6, a miner factory for 12, and 2 tech dice for 6, and they saved 6 IPC. NATO saved 1 IPC. All right, so let's get these rolls finished first. So we'll start with the diplomacy dice. And the communists and Airsoft Commando said the communists would attempt to counter. So how it goes in diplomacy, you pay 10%. Each dice is worth 10% of your IPC, and you roll both dice, and your enemy can also pay 10% for dice, and whoever rolls the most sixes wins, unless there's a tie. So the U.S. is going to try for Spain. Oh no, they rolled a 1. That's not good. Oh, and the Russians don't need to. So unfortunately, the United States rolled a 1. Shoot. So that means that the communists can flip Spain for a 5 or less. Drat. Okay. And now Sato is going to try for India. They can get it on a 5 or 6. Nope, they didn't get it either. Okay, so the diplomacies failed for both. So now we'll do the tech rolls. Okay, the U.S. coming over here to our tech chart quick. So the bottom chart is nation specific, but in order to unlock the nation specific, you have to get the advanced R&D. The United States is actually going to do the advanced R&D. NATO is going to do heavy tanks, and then Sato is going to do war bonds. So the U.S. with their it was 1 and 1. All right, so U.S. for advanced R&D fails. NATO for heavy tanks fails, and then Sato for war bonds, and Sato unlocked war bonds. So that's something. Unfortunately, though, again, the shift in diplomacy dice is not going to go in the Allies' favor. But again, I mean, part of what this game is about is just trying to make it so that the game comes down to just the dice rolls. So Sato unlocked war bonds, so they get to roll an extra die every turn at the collect income phase. All right, so now we'll work our way into. So we'll pull this off now because of that. So now no one gets the advantage for splitting India. All right, so now we'll go into combat moves. The U.S. and Europe does not have any combat moves. So we'll go to, let's see here. We will do NATO's combat. Well, we'll do the Allied combat moves. Kind of like what you saw in turn 1. Each faction, they all go at the same time. or each faction's units go at the same time. I am sorry, what is going on with this? Sorry guys, I got a new tripod, so still trying to work out the kinks to it, actually. Or you know what, forget it. I'll just try it handhold. I'm sorry, you guys. All right, so let's see here. In Europe, I think the only real NATO attack I can, well, let's see here. Okay, well, I can't use Yugoslavia until my non-combat, but that just helped me in a sense. I could, that's a risky move. Plus, I would be attacked by his entire air arm. Shoot, because I was thinking maybe I could blitz into what is that, Romania, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. But so right off the bat, I know one thing that I am going to do. So we are going to attempt to take back Norway. We're going to bring in the two bombers from Great Britain. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we'll also bring in our strategic bomber from France. And because I have 3, I'm going to use our carpet bomb rule, which carpet bombing in this game, if you have 3 bombers that make it through anti-aircraft and defending fighters, they roll 2 dice and you add up the damage. It's kind of like an offshore bombardment in a sense. Okay, and then let's see here. I don't have, shoot. Okay, let's see here. So I have 3 transports around Great Britain. Right, I have 3 transports around Great Britain. So the first fleet's going to go, and on that transport from the UK, we'll pull out a Marine division and an artillery, and we'll just make sure to chip in an artillery for that. And then on the second, and then I have 2 transports in C Zone 111. I think I will just use one of those transports, and I will take an infantry. Actually, I'm just gonna take the, oh no. Yeah, I'll just take the infantry with, shoot. I'll take the infantry and a tank. So this will just remind me that I need to put a tank on there. Okay, so the first fleet's gonna go in. We'll also move this destroyer in to help the fleet, because it'll eventually come under. I assume that the Soviets will try and launch an air assault against it at some point if they can. Okay, and then I gotta take off that, and I'll chip it onto there. Okay, so that's a little marker. So that's 1 attack. So I'll get the carpet bomb and I'll get an offshore bombardment with my battleship. Next, let's see here. What else can I do? Is there any other NATO attacks I can think of right now that I want to do? I don't think I really have any other NATO movements that I want to do right now. Let's see here. No, I don't think so, because his Central Germany army is too powerful for all my forces to go in after it, or to even try and knock it out. Plus, with that airfield right here, he could scramble all the units, or all the air arms in his Southern Air Army, and come after me that way. Shoot. anything down here in the Med. I suppose I could. Well, you know, I could take 2 infantry and try and take Greece and combine this group with the American fleet right here. You know what? I think we'll do that. So we'll move all of this in as well. And we'll pull 2 infantry off Rome to attack. So where's another red marker? Okay, I think that's all I want to do in Europe right now. Oh, sorry. I think that's all I want to do in Europe right now. All right, let's go over to the middle. Let's go over to the Pacific. Or heck, even the... Well, let's do this. I think what I want to do in the Middle East, let's see, movement of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, shoot, I can't launch a strategic bombing raid. I was hoping I could. I can't. So I think that's it. I'm not gonna leave Israel. I can't leave it open. Okay, so now we'll go to we're not going to do any action here in the Middle East with Afghanistan and Pakistan. One thing we did change right after the end of the communist turn is that before, if you attacked a neutral and failed, it just stayed neutral. But we decided to change the rules, and if you attack a neutral and fail, the neutral goes over to the other team, and the other team picks one of its nations to take over that unit, or take over that country's remaining units. And they can move at the end of the non-combat. They can move during the non-combat phase. Okay, so here in Southeast Asia, I don't have a lot that I can do here either. I mean, my biggest thing is that I put a crimp in his plans with Hong Kong. I mean, what I could do, Hong Kong's worth 3 though, but I wonder if it's not worth just, might have to abandon it. That's the only thing I can think of, is that we might just have to abandon Hong Kong for now. You are on East Malaya. I mean, we could get some free IP. Well, might as well take the free IPC. We'll take this infantry off of Malaya. Actually, we'll grab the other infantry off of Eastern Malaya too. And we will take Hanoi for 1 IPC, at least. Well, actually, that should be 29, because he took 2 Sado territories last turn. Okay, then let's see here. I think that's it for those Sado units. Let's see, he's got 2 infantry and artillery. I thought I had most of my turn planned out, but now he definitely threw a wrench in everything that I wanted to do. Shoot. Let's see here. I suppose, I mean, I could counterattack in North Vietnam. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. We'll take all of this with the infantry from South Vietnam. So 3 infantry with the artillery. We'll leave 1 infantry in Thailand. The fighter will support, and we'll call it that. So we'll call that an attack. My biggest concern is the fact that I lost Guam, but I don't see how I can retake it. I could at least destroy his navy there, but as long as he holds it, I'm in trouble. I could pull troops from Japan to take it, but then that would leave it could leave Japan open because he's sitting on Hokkaido right now. Shoot. Well, I think what we're going to do at least is send this infantry and artillery across the land bridge that we got there with a jet support to take Japan. And then one second, I gotta take a look at something and then I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, so those units are going, these 3 units are going to try and take Hokkaido. Meanwhile, let's see here, what do I want to do? There's a couple of things that I could do. Oh, shoot. He really put me in a bind when he took Guam. Especially now that he'll be able to put units out there. He won't be able to, I mean, he'll be able to funnel troops out there. That's my problem. Let me think here. What could I do? Well, I know one thing I could do. I might try it. No, shoot, I don't think I can. As much as I want to, I don't think I have the... Shoot. I was thinking maybe I could at least launch a naval battle for Guam. But at least try and isolate Guam a little bit. But I don't think I can do that. Not without splitting up everything. Shoot. Well, you know what? I have an idea. I'm going to lose Hong Kong anyway, so let's just try it. Let's go after his jet right there. What do we got to lose? Sorry. So let's go for broke on this. Let's see what we can do with that. You can't scramble anything, so I don't know. Let's see what we can do with that. Follow up by, again, like I said, I don't think we can really attack Guam. I mean, I possibly could, but I don't know if I could affect a proper land. I couldn't affect a proper landing on Guam. That's my problem. Shoot. Really left me in a bind here. I'll tell you what. He definitely left me in a bind this time around. But I can't ignore it. Is there anything that I can do? Anything? God, the only thing in range is that Marine Division, and there's no, it'd be pretty tough for me to make the attack with just one unit on 2. No. As much as I'm gonna regret it, I'm gonna have to leave Guam alone. And instead of using the land bridge, instead I'm gonna take the units on here, put them on here to attack Hokkaido, using the transport to transport these 2 to attack Hokkaido. So that way I get the battleship within, or no, yeah, the battleship's actually going to come over here and use its offshore bombardment for there. Okay, I think that's all the attacks. So I'll quickly get the camera put in place over the dice tray. And I guess we'll work our way from the Pacific over into Europe. Like I said, oh, maybe. Oop. I gotta make sure. Like I said, brand new one. I'm doing this new camera thing. I'm trying to make it work just right. So let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna start. So going from Europe, we're going from the Pacific to Europe. So we'll start with Hokkaido. So it's a tank, an infantry, and artillery, and a jet. And my battleship gets a offshore bombardment. And it wins. So there's no combat because he's destroyed. The American forces walk back into Hokkaido for 1. So change of 1 IPC. Okay, so next we are going to the Battle of Kiangsu. Sorry about that. I had to take care of dinner and stuff like that. So we got an infantry and a fighter versus a anti-aircraft gun and a jet. So anti-aircraft gun misses, infantry misses, fighter misses, this jet hits my infantry, my fighter will run away, or my fighter will retreat, try and get it to the Philippines, and it doesn't make it. All right, so that's that battle. Whoops. Okay. Now we go to the battle in North Vietnam. We got 4 infantry and artillery and a fighter going in against 2 infantry and an artillery. Let's kind of set that up off to the side. Okay, so we got 2 infantry for 1. Nothing. 3 for 2. Got a hit. And 1 for 3. Miss. And he's got 3 for 2. And he also got 1. We'll press the attack. 1 for 1. Nope. 3 for 2. Nothing. And 1 for 3. Nothing. He's got 2 for 2. Oh, hello. And he got 2 hits off of that. Whoops. Goodness gracious. Alright, so we got 2 hits off of that. Okay. I'm going to retreat from that attack. I thought I could try and break in, but guess that ain't going to happen. So I don't know if that was a good idea now. Gosh darn it. Oh, there was a second infantry on. Whoops, excuse me. All right, let's see here. What's next? I think that's it for the European side of the Pacific side of the map. Just going to drop these 2 in a dead pile. So next we will go to the battle for Greece, and we have a cruiser and a battleship. So they'll each get a offshore bombardment. So cruiser for 3, miss, battleship for 4, hit. So 1 of his tanks survived, and I'm going in with 2 infantry, and there was a fighter, and then so I'm going in with 2 infantry from Italy And then I also have this fighter from the carrier that is also going into the battle. So 2 infantry and a fighter against the tank. So the 2 infantry, and we got a hit, and his tank misses. Okay, so yeah, so NATO secures Greece with, oops, I'm gonna get this right one of these days. NATO secures Greece for 2. Sorry. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'll make sure to chip out that. I'll just put that here for now so we can chip it out. And then I think all that's left is the attack in Norway. So, okay, we have the 3 bombers doing the carpet bombing, and we have 1 battleship for an offshore bombardment. So let's see what we get. All right, first. All right, so first, the carpet bombing, which gets us total together 5 hits. So let's see. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's all of them. So then NATO gets to walk in to Norway for free. Subtract 3 from the Russians and get my 3 back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think that's it for. That should be it for combat this turn. So I will quickly clear up the map, or clean up the map a little bit, and then I'll clean up the map real quick, and then we'll go into my non-combats. Okay, so we're back. Just real quick, I consolidated the NATO fleet off of Greece right here. And so now we'll kind of go into the large amount of non-combat moves that are going to take place. So we'll work our way from Europe to the Pacific on this one. So let's see here. Starting out, we'll start here in the United States. What we're going to do is, so this transport aircraft can take an infantry, so the transport aircraft can take either 2 infantry, an infantry artillery, or an infantry and AA gun, or a paratrooper, like right here with the 82nd Airborne Division. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, let's see here, and air transports can go 6 spaces. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'm going to take the 82nd Airborne and this artillery, and I'm going to bring them over to Portugal. And then, let's see, you guys are gonna wait here. I don't know where it is, but he's got a massive wolf pack out there. I'm not sure where it's gonna be, so I gotta be careful. I'll get these guys moving in as well. Let's see, the torpedo bomber, which can go 4, 1, 2, 3. We'll get him to the Azores. Right now, what I'm going to do up here in Canada is I'm going to put these 2 units on this transport, move them down here to the United States, and drop them off in the southern United States. These 2 are going to come into the eastern United States, and this transport's going to come as well. Let's see here. Up top, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this fighter is going to go up to Iceland. This torpedo bomber will also come up to Iceland. Will come up to Iceland. The American jet off of Iceland, which can go 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Will join its brethren here in the 7th Army in southern Germany. Alright, up here in Norway, the bombers are all going to come back to the UK, land here with the UK 1st Army, or at least on the UK 1st Army board, just so that way they're there. Okay, then I'm going to take these two pieces up from Scotland. And one of the rules that we have in the game, obviously, is that prop aircraft like tactical bombers and fighters can land in newly conquered territory. So they're going to come across and help defend Norway from the Soviets. And then let's see here. Okay, what else we got? And then on Britain, we have an air transport, which will take this let's see here. It'll take the airborne and the artillery and fly it to northern Germany to join the Army of the Rhine. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, and then continuing off from Britain, I think what I'm going to do next is well, let's see here. Looking at it, what has what? Okay, I should be able to make that work. Yeah. Okay, the forces in Denmark are going to stay. I'm going to do a couple. So the army in France is now going to become my massive air army, because there is a air base there. They can scramble to the different theaters of fighting, I think. Or no, shoot, they'd only be able to scramble to southern Germany. So let's see here. I have to figure this out. How do I want to go about this? Well, first, finishing up England, I'm going to take this. I'm going to take another tank and this infantry. I'm going to put them on that transport. Move the transport into 113 and land them in Germany. Let's see here. And then the entire army in Holland, Belgium. So the shape army here will also cross over, minus the fighter. I have to decide what I want to do with my air arm, right? To figure out what I want to do with my air arm. And I'll have to consolidate that eventually. All right, then the forces in France, what do I want to do with them? Well, let's see here. I'll send the infantry. I'll send at least the infantry and artillery into southern Germany to help support the U.S. 7th Army. And the tanks, I will send them to I'll send to northern Italy, and we'll build up an army in northern Italy, and we'll consolidate that in a second here. Let's see here. Infantry in southern France will go there. You'll come here. If anything, we'll take our forces in Yugoslavia and abandon that. Might as well not make them fight for it. Let's see here. One of the AA guns in France will move forward into southern Germany to provide some anti-aircraft gun support to the Americans until that other AA gun can get there. And then the forces here, this tank will go 1-2 to Germany. This infantry will come to southern. Actually, no. Actually, I'm gonna keep those guys there. Now with Spain being threatened, we'll have to keep some forces there in case if the communists are able to spin it. But at the same time, I'll bring up my troops from Algeria. Go here, and the tank will go to Gibraltar, across the land bridge. So for naval units, if they didn't have, for naval units, for movement, they have an attack movement of 2 spaces, but if they didn't go into combat, they have a non-combat move of 3. So these will go 1, 2, 3 and join the first fleet off of Greece as well. And we'll edit that and we'll get that put together a little bit more. We're going to take a risk and take the 2 anti-aircraft guns from Rome and bring them up here. The fighter will stay there. The forces in Greece are still there. We have the forces there. The forces in Denmark are staying. Okay. Well, guys, I mean, it's night, and I apologize. I gotta take another quick break. Well, actually, first, I'm gonna load up this NATO transport and destroyer, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and we'll offload in Pakistan. And the 2 forces in Afghanistan will pull back into Pakistan for now. Okay, so I'm going to do that quick, and then before I come over to the Pacific, I apologize, guys. I have to go tuck my children in, and then as soon as I'm done with that, I'll be back down to finish my non-combat moves, deploy units, and collect income. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so now we're moving over to the Pacific. Crap. My situation has become very unattainable. I shouldn't have made that attack into North Vietnam. I should have left well enough alone on that. Shoot. That was a knee-jerk reaction. I shouldn't have done it. Especially considering since my diplomacy for India failed. Drat. Well, I think all that I can do, I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to. I'm going to abandon Thailand, move everything into Burma, including this AA gun in case he brings some Air Force troops down on top of me. Over here, let's see here. Let's go down here first. All right, so the jet at 5. Where do I want to send them? 1, 2. Oh, okay. So I'll move the jet to the Philippines. I'll move the American destroyer to the Philippines. I will. Let's see here. Let's see. I'll take the 2 Marines, the infantry, and the tank, and let's see, I can go 3. 1, 2, 3. So I will take them, and I'll shoot. That's the best way to do this. 1, 2, 3. Crap. Well, we'll put the fleet. We'll put the fleet up in Sea Zone 47. We'll keep the units on the transports. And then I'll move these two down to, I'll leave these two here. This fighter will go 1, 2, 3, 4 to New Guinea. Then for the Americans, let's see here. These two will leave this sea zone and fall back. Let's see here, 1, 2, 3. All this will come to Japan as well. I will probably, all this will come up to Japan, so I'll probably get a fleet marker and fleet marker that over here in the west. Let's see here. This transport aircraft with the infantry and artillery anti-aircraft will also come to Japan. They'll come to Japan as well. The strategic bomber, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The strategic bomber will come to Japan. Let's see here. This fighter can go 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here's what I'll do. So, since this did not take part in any combat, this will land on Hokkaido. And then this fighter will go 1, 2, 3, 4 and land on the carrier. And then this jet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we'll take the torpedo bomber, land him in Japan, and then we'll take the jet, land him on the carrier. And then this force, let's see, 1, 2, I don't know if I should leave it there for now, but I'll take this. If anything, we'll move this fleet up here. And we'll take the NATO troops here, and we'll put them in Alaska. Okay, I think that's all my non-combat turns, or all my, oh, actually no. I did have one over in Europe. I have my atomic bomber, who will go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he'll go to the Azores. We'll stage him out of the Azores. That's all right there. Okay, so that's all my non-combats. And then the fighter here has to go back on the carrier. Or actually, how do I want to do this? No, I had something else that I wanted to do. Oh, right. Actually, so I'm going to trade out. So this fighter, coming from this battle, will go back to southern Italy. This fighter will use the land rule, because it wasn't in a battle, and land in Greece. Give them some added protection up there. And then, okay. So that should be it for all my non-combats. And then we'll quickly deploy. So this minor factory, the U.S. is going to deploy into Japan. And the 2 destroyers will deploy off the East Coast. For NATO, this miner will be built in Israel. Or shoot. Do I want it there? Actually, because he's got all those ships up there, they might come out to play and attack. So instead, I'm going to actually put the miner in Holland, Belgium. Same concept as he's doing, try and get some factories in there so that way I can start offloading some troops closer, close in. Oh wait, shoot. I forgot to do some of my other non-combats real quick. Especially for air forces. 1 second. Okay, let's see here real quick. Okay. Okay, so all these aircraft from here, from the First Army, or from Great Britain, will go to these will all go to Germany as well. You will come to the SAR protect. Well, you two actually will go to. You two will come down here and join the 7th Army down there. Okay, now that's all my aircraft. Okay, now we'll quickly finish up. Okay, so then this jet is also deploying. This jet will deploy in France. Or no, the jet's deploying in England. Or, no, crap. No, I wanted it in southern Italy. Southern Italy. And then the infantry are going to, let's see, I was going to do three in France. So I'll chip those in. And then these other two were also going to be in southern Italy. So that'll be all 3 there. And in this game, you can't upgrade miners. Miners stay miners. The only difference is that the one in China, here at Peking, that one can get upgraded turn 2. You just have to sacrifice one of the other Chinese miners in order to do that. So that's the deployments for NATO and the United States. And then for SATO, this one, the SATO miner, we will put in Malaya. Yes, we will put it in Malaya. Okay, so that is all my non-combats. That is my deployments. So at the end of the turn, SATO will take 29. So let's see here, 25. 1, 2, 3, 4. 25, and add that to their other 6. So they actually have 30 starting the next, well, 29. So they'll have 35 next turn. The United States gets 56. And then NATO gets 66. 50, 60, 65, 66. And then that should be it. So that is the end of the Allies turn 1 for Operation Backstop, and we'll be back soon with turn 2, the beginning of turn 2 for the Communists. So until then, guys, take care. Oh, and then really quickly, I forgot my war bonds roll for SATO as well. So that's plus another 5 for SATO as well at their final income. Okay, now we're good. So, like I said, until next time, guys, we'll catch you later.